Hello, I have made a list of the top 5 myths about Taekwondo, and I'm just going to jump right into them. Number 1, first myth, probably the most popular, is that Taekwondo only has kicks. That is flat out not true. If you would ever bother to look into the manual written by General Choi, you'll see a whole bunch of techniques. In addition to a lot of kicks, which it has, you have a lot of punches, you even have throws, you even have holds, and you even have joint locks. The thing is, we believe that kicking requires a lot of skill and that the leg is the strongest part of the body. Plus, since you don't use your legs every day for anything more than walking, you have to spend a lot of time kicking to build your coordination for your kicks. So that's why Taekwondo is known for kicks, but it doesn't only have kicking in it. And as a matter of fact, the style of Taekwondo that I've configured now definitely doesn't only have kicks. It has a lot of judo in it as well. So, second myth, it is 100% Korean. A lot of people think that Taekwondo is solely 100% Korean and that it has no other techniques from any other place. You may even hear martial arts instructors who teach Taekwondo tell you this or imply this, and that is not true. Okay? While Korea is the birthplace of Taekwondo, and the man who created Taekwondo, the first version of Taekwondo, or who gets credit for creating it, is General Choi from Korea. The original group of people who created what people now know as Taekwondo had backgrounds in a lot of Japanese and Chinese arts. As a matter of fact, General Choi himself was, I think he had some wrestling background, don't quote me on that. But the people who helped create Taekwondo had backgrounds in karate, judo, jiu-jitsu, hapkido, even some of them had backgrounds in kung fu. What they did was they took a lot of the heavily Japanese karate forms and karate techniques and blended it in with their own indigenous fighting styles from Korea, mix it together, and you have Taekwondo. And eventually, when people broke off and formed their own organizations, they created their own forms. But if you look at karate forms and Taekwondo, they look so similar. Also, General Choi, people say he added in the movement, but he really exaggerated a natural movement that's already there, which is called the sine wave. A little up and down thing. So, I know a lot of the mythology is going to tell you that it's thousands of years old. That's not completely true. They just borrowed from stuff that's thousands of years old, took some stuff that was a little more current, 1960s, blended together, bam, you got Taekwondo. And number 3, maybe this is the most popular myth. Korea is the only place to learn real Taekwondo. And that is not true. Even if you don't consider my configuration of Taekwondo, Cecil Taekwondo, to be real Taekwondo, that's fine. But General Choi moved to Canada. So you have the ITF, his branch, ITF Taekwondo headquarters is in Canada. There are a lot of other people all over the world who are very talented, who are recognized by the Kukikwan Taekwondo headquarters in Korea. So if your rank is Kukikwan recognized, isn't that real enough for you? Right? Isn't that real enough? So you don't have to go to Korea to learn real Taekwondo. As a matter of fact, if you're in the DC area, a lot of people who were around in the 60s who are still teaching, they still teach some Taekwondo as it was done at that time. A lot of that Taekwondo was heavily karate influenced. So that's about as real as it gets. Plus, the DC area has Junri. I don't know if you ever heard of him. If you haven't heard of Junri, look him up. That's real Taekwondo, right? Number 4. People believe that Taekwondo does not work in real fights. No matter how many times I tell people I've kicked folks in real life and they've down, they've gone. You can Google it. You can look on YouTube. People still want to believe that Taekwondo doesn't work in real fights. All that is our Western minds being biased against anything that doesn't look like a boxing match. But it's not true, man. Taekwondo works very well in real fights. Where it doesn't work is if you don't have the skills in your kicks to pull it off. Now, think about this. Didn't I just say the Taekwondo isn't just kicking? It's actually punching, kicking, throwing, and pinning. It's just that, see, for the Olympics, in contests a lot of times, we focus on kicking because, again, we believe that it takes a great deal of skill to kick at someone. That's like we feel like it's the highest level of skill. So a lot of people who have a Taekwondo background, even if like me, they're no longer a kicking major, they still recognize that it takes a great deal of skill and discipline to keep those legs strong, flexible, sharp, and fast so that you can do those jump kicks and high kicks. So that's why it's presented in competition, because it's so difficult. But yes, it works in real fights. Don't you think if you kick somebody in the head, they'll probably go down? It works in real fights. And number 5, this myth applies to a lot of martial arts in general, but really with Taekwondo. The myth is that you have to be young or really flexible to start. That's not true. You don't have to be young. You don't have to really be flexible. But Taekwondo requires a lot of flexibility, you say. But you don't have to have that flexibility to start. You can acquire that flexibility over time. And you really only need to be super duper uber flexible if you're trying to compete in something like the Olympics in the WTF Taekwondo Olympic style. But that's not the only thing of Taekwondo. Heck, you could still even study that style and not have super duper flexibility. I've seen people in Taekwondo and I've seen people in Tang Sudo, Taekwondo's cousin, which is really, Tang Sudo is really a form of Taekwondo also. They don't have super duper high head kicks up here. What they do is they kick as well as they can and they work on their hand techniques more. Maybe even some of their throws. So that's how you deal with that. So this has been the top 5 myths for Taekwondo. My name is Cecil Washington. I am the founder of Cecil Taekwondo, which I teach at a couple of community centers at the time of this recording. If you want to find out more, go to my website. And people, please stop believing in the myths. Peace.